The five vices of format. You could have 20 things with different literature, different name, but if it's in a different language or pattern of speech, using the verse or the video, using the line of frame of connection of speech, a language of words, language of phonetics, versus videos, computer games that have content of GIF or different formats that could relate to different information put in those formats that could be arranged through the format that gets inserted in the system that changes whatever allotment it relates to how the meaning is separated from the Spanish girls versus the girl would be after Thomas Nelson girl, but it was still in the year that was off presidency before the presidency, still before the return of game day, would also be at a time of a high week while the other game is still going to be ended at the same time, but the other season is started at the high week that relates to the other one being a lesser pronoun, but inside of that time frame of the system where it's still going to relate to the same year outside of July 6/6. From this outlook of other times in the world would be different than something of '05, because when I did the two the ladies and then the attack, the smack, the horn out, I got that ball before would be the essence of what is in between. Any time from distance would be anything that also relates to as the fluctuating numbers of nine of the second would also relate. FFEBUARY, that will be around 8. So it would still fluctuate for the rising of the week and still in the low numbers would be different than the higher connection to a different part of year where the champ is still getting closer to a March, but it's still separated from a different time of year, even though it's connected to that same season, doesn't have a year in between time, in between a baseball field or a golf court, or some information that might be related to my personal data of numbers that can't be visualized in this frame unless I symbol it somehow using a paper or using some type of object. That communication related to the video that relates to whatever type of people try to steal from me, saying I think they're eligible for a type of science that they didn't create, because I was laying on the bed before I took this out of here, and then I was my video on my Apple phone. It got not uploaded with the 3-minute file because it says that it was too much. My phone number was used too many times. So that's why when I always fill a poem, it could be completely different of a fidget, of a motion, or a frame that the recording is not always moved in different ways that would provoke something from a squirrel would be an image of God, but something from a desert would have nothing to relate to a house where someone's saying they're trying to collect animals and things around their property that says that I can't go nowhere because they called the police on me at the time. They made me fear a certain way of their intelligence, saying that I couldn't get a lawsuit because they were white people and I couldn't have things because I had my first apartment when I was 17. But they say that they got offended and locked me in the psych hospital because they claimed that there was no evidence of me when they wanted to get the best of me, saying that this was happening long before them. But when the return to Swedish was also after Thomas Nelson was before the lady, but the ladies was before 21, was in between 24, even before today, even after age 20 and 2000, which will be different combinations from the last 3 weeks of TCL placement with the same Air Force card and the one before that, to the devices that all relate to different information pockets outside of the box, the Roku, and how the Google transfer, the Google rotation would be outside of the different information systems that will relate to each of those lists and format where they were created, and how those items are collected when someone says that it's not humane to collect information in that way. But they claim it can't be presented in a way that someone will try to record me uploading videos saying that today is the championship day, but it's on one day. But it means that it's a one day just like every other day, but it's one championship just like every other years before. There's other ones where there's a time that we're in the year where the championship won't be going on and the season won't be going on, just like the format and the video list will be a different depiction of something that is made private on one format, a collection of things using that device that wouldn't be able to be accessed without a password, without a SIM card, because now people are saying that they could have helped. You didn't help at a time when you had to be eligible for a job that this took me my whole life to build. You can't just be eligible for that because you try to take away my stuff, and you can't arrange my information that relates to my health without you paying for the difference of why you claim that I couldn't be eligible and I had to get my first job.